Hey guys, Sax here, and welcome back to another Saxy Racing Network's extra video. I'm gonna come up with an acronym for this championship for you guys, or a title, hopefully, at some point soon, so it's not just blah, 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 blah. But, besides that, welcome to the technical first true round of the championship. If you haven't watched the duels, I would suggest going and watching that. It explains a couple things that I'm not going to explain here tonight. But I do have a quick thing to mention tonight of a points format, so it's a little you can understand it a little bit more going through the season. Your winner scores 100 points. Second place scores 90. Third gets 80. Fourth gets 70. And then from there all the way back, it goes down by 5 all the way down to last place. And just like the duels, the fastest lap gets an extra point. The pole has already been set for this one. That goes to the 24, even though the 24 is not technically on pole anymore. The 24 qualified the fastest, so 24 still gets that bonus point. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get the cars rolling around here for you guys, so you guys aren't having to wait too much longer. And we're going to go through our field for tonight for the 40-lap race here for Daytona. I might have to adjust some of these settings so that way it isn't as laggy for you guys, because as you can see, it was being a bit laggy. But we will do that as well. So, starting in first, you have Julia. To her outside, it's Colin in the 19. Your two winners from the duels. Like I said, go check those out if you want to see how those races turned out. Second row, you have Crimson and Jelly. Row 3 is Spades and Jay. Row 4, you've got Chris and Juan. Row 5, Casey and Smity. Sixth row is the 24 of myself, the Invasion, Roblox name, whatever. And on my outside, Taffi. Last row, Ryan, and rounding out the field is Ricky, as we're about to go green. And there's the green flag! Julia leads up to the line. As we now get underway for our 40-lap race here at Daytona. Things got hectic in duel number two. Sorry, excuse me. We're still struggling to speak. While duel 1 was very, very cautious. Drivers not making too bold of moves until the end. Let's see, what will tonight be like? Will it be a mimic of duel 2 or duel 1? Or will it be a mix of the two? As right now, lines trying to form up, figure their way around these turns. As you see, the top two lines got really well organized. Bottom is still trying to figure its way around. Only a few cars down there. Is a big move out of the 08 there. Side by side, Julia leads the opening lap. Colin all over the back bumper of that 41. No need to make any aggressive move right now. It is still early. You've got a long way ahead of you to the finish of this thing. There's no reason to make very harsh moves that could end up costing you laps on the field. As now the outside line looks very well organized while the rest of the field is still trying to figure their way around. Like the bottom is starting to get formed up, but the outside is just really formed up well out there. As Colin shoots to the middle. Oh, he goes back up to the top! He caused an incident there. That's going to be the 33 around. So caution flag will wave as they're going to race it back. And that's going to be a good bit of the field, too, involved. So that's going to take some guys a lap down, and they're going to hope that they get another caution. And that they don't get involved. So a very quick caution. So now I'm starting to think it's going to look like duel 2 unless we get an early caution here, and then they just kind of calm down. But that was definitely a big move from Colin there. As the field races back. And it'll be the 41 who leads them to the line for caution number 1. And we're back from the caution. Went back and reviewed everything, obviously, as you saw. So 4 cars go a lap down, and they're going to hope for a caution and that they don't get involved in it. which sucks for them, but the rest of this field, that's 4 positions that they can't lose. If they have a bad race right here, if it goes green to the end, which we know it's not. These AI are not smart enough to go from here to the end without a wreck. So, we know there's something else going to happen. But at least you're not going to go 2 down if there is another crash right now. You'd have to have a couple crashes? I can't speak. Either way, this one is shaping up to be an interesting one. As Julia still holds on to the lead early. As Spades moves up to P2 and Casey moves up to P3. As green flag underway again, the 41 leads him to green. There's a bit of a lag spike there. 41 to the top side, goes back down to the middle. That was a very questionable block there. As it looks like they've gone 3 wide in the back already from those lap cars. As here comes Casey pushing it out on the bottom, looking for the race lead as Julia has no help in this middle line. Bad call to go for the middle line. Still has a chance to go to the top. Nate can go to the bottom, but it's going to quickly fall apart as soon as these lines start getting formed up. That middle line, not the greatest line to be in. I guess Julia heard me. Goes to the top side. Going to block off the 45 as they come back down to the line. Big push to the back into the 41. Inside versus the outside is going to be the story of tonight. Like I said, the middle line just is not the place to be. Doesn't matter how many cars are in there. Unless you've got a good bit more than the other 2 lines, you're not moving anywhere in that middle line. As everybody's starting to figure their way out, Julia's stuck in the middle now because the outside line has pulled up to her outside. That means the 45 is going to most likely take the lead. Whoa, the pushing and shoving is getting the 45 into the wall. Not what the 45 wanted to have happen there is get into the walls. Whoa, big move out of Casey. Slid all the way up to the wall. Hit it. And still doesn't lead the lap after all that move. And some contact behind. I think I saw the 17 move up and hit the middle line. Trying to force it 4 wide. As you see, it does go 4 wide back there. And it is the 17 that ultimately causes it. A lap car trying to race his way around people. Might be the cost of a caution here, as we're going to have a big wreck here. Yep, there it is. Another big one. They made it 3 laps without another wreck. As that's a chunk of cars involved. As here they come back around to the line. The 7 versus the 45. Racing it back. As we can't see what's going on, it's going to be the 45 that's ultimately going to get it out of the line. And only 4 cars made it out of the crash. The 5, but the 17 was definitely involved in that. As you see a massive pile up. Alright, we are back after a big crash took out a chunk of the field. Only 6 cars made it through the wreckage and are on the lead lap. 4 of them are your front 4, and then the 2 all the way in the back had to get their laps back, so they are in the back row. So now we've got a field of lap cars trying to race their way back onto the lead lap. This is going to get interesting. Made some slight adjustments where the arrow push won't be as bad if they do push it as 4 wide, but still arrow push will be there. Just a tiny adjustment, so that way that doesn't happen every single time they push it 4 wide. Hopefully. But I think the big news is the 41 who dominated the early part of this race involved in that crash, and now is a lap down, as there's the green flag, and it's going to be the 45 who leads him across the line. As you see there, only the top 6 are on the lead lap. That 3rd car in the inside line is a lap down. So they've got to find their way to the front, hopefully put themselves in a position to get their lap back. As long as they stay out of trouble if they get out of the cautions when we get our next caution, because we are still not even a 4th into this thing yet. As the bottom line has no help, so no help to the back end of the 18, who is a leader. It's going to go to the 45, going across the line. Spades leads that time by, as here comes a big challenge from the outside line. 4 wide already. So be prepared. This is going to be our test here. Will they survive it this time by? Spades maneuvering between the 2 lines. Let's see. Oh, I don't think they survived it. I don't think we got to survive. Yep, nope, there goes Ryan. And there goes a couple others. Yep, nope, caution flag is already back out. Them pushing it 4 wide is just too big of a risk. But this time there is more cars that made it back around. And that will be making it back around. There we go. 8 cars automatically have crossed the line as we get another one to finish right there. A few more, actually. Tonight is definitely showing like it's a duel 2 type of night. Caution after caution after caution, plaguing the field. Only a few lap runs, which is allowed pretty much your front guys to stay up front as long as they stay out of a caution. They've got no problem of just keeping it up front. As we did get a couple more guys move on to the lead lap, but we're going to have a couple people now, a chunk of people actually, that are multiple laps down. They're going to take a couple cautions for them to gain any sort of track position. Hopefully this one starts going out well. While we're waiting for them to get back around to the start-finish line, make sure to go check out the main channel for when we do these races without AI, when it's actually my friends racing, because you guys will be allowed to start joining these things pretty soon. So please go check out that, go join the Discord and do all that fun thing as we get the green flag. The 45 leads them back to green. As you see there, the top 9 are all on the lead lap now. But they are very spread out in this field. It's not all right here up in the front. Got a good number of lap cars. As you see there, Colin is 3 laps down. Oops, I accidentally hit the button. I thought I was watching this race. As we have a crash in the back. But it looks like everybody's fine. Oh, 24 is done. That's 1 car parked. Only 1 though. Side by side coming to the line. Drag race. It'll be Chris who leads that lap. As Smity's gonna be slow if he parks it. That will be a caution. Just double checking to make sure that there's no cars other than that parked on track. It doesn't seem like it. So I don't even know what caused that caution, or what would cause that contact. Whoa! Bad move there from Casey. This one is getting hectic tonight. Yeah, but this one's a hard one. The caution flag's back out. I don't know why they are acting so dumb tonight. They were able to do this perfectly fine last time by. Tonight is just a different night. They are not racing with respect. Alright, and we are back. Under another caution, these guys cannot get this thing going without a crash after crash after crash right now. Still trying to make some adjustments. Trying to see if they can get some clean runs going here. As that one was a small crash, only 3 cars ended up not crossing the line, but it's still a bit frustrating because that still causes the caution, has to re-rack the field. It's good for these guys that are laps down that are trying to get these laps back, but it just sucks to see caution after caution after caution and getting these pace laps that waste extra precious time when we could be going green and running this thing out if they would just stop making dumb mistakes like pushing somebody not center or pushing it 4 wide, coming off the corner and hitting someone, whatever it may be. Hopefully this time they're able to keep it a little bit longer run, as the 18 is the one who leads them back this time. As we went down a car on the lead lap, down to 8 because Ryan and Casey both go a lap down due to that last crash. As there's a couple cars 1 lap down that are going to be trying to fight their way onto the lead lap. As the 18 leads all the way outside, but no help to him right now. There's nobody up there other than Jay and Feedbajan all the way in the back. So that is not what Chris wants to see, is these bottom lines starting to form up already. He has 0 friends on that high side. His 2 Toyota friends are up there with him. But that's not going to be enough to fend off how many cars are on this bottom line. Not for long, at least, because he almost led that lap. And we've already got a crash. I believe that was 1 car. It is. Never mind, it's 2 cars, and we've got a car going backwards on track. Let's see, where is she at? Okay. I'm hoping she's going to crash out before they get to her. If not, we will freeze the field before she hits them. It does not seem like... Yep, there it is. And the 31 will go an extra lap down because of this crash. And we're back after that really interesting caution caused by Casey and Ricky initially, and then Casey proceeded to wipe out the field. So he had to go through and manually fix all the laps, put everybody in the right spot before she made contact with the field. So this was exactly right before she hit them, because I did not want people that got impacted by her going backwards to lose a bunch of spots and laps because car would go backwards. So field has been reset to where it should be. Everybody is gained a lap if they were a lap down. So we're going to have a good bit of cars on the lead lap. It'll be interesting to see who is going to get to this thing. Hopefully, we have not even reached halfway yet. Hopefully we can get a longer green flag run in, I'm hoping. I don't think it's going to happen. These guys have really shown that it's going to be a chaotic night. As green flag in the air. 7 leads them to green. As there it is, yes, top 10 are all on the lead lap. Only the back 4 are the ones laps down. Hopefully we get through the straightaways. If it gets to the point where they can't... Oh god, they're already 4 wide. And look who's in the center of it. I'm hoping that this gets sorted out quickly. Hoping. It probably won't. But despite that, front row gotten away pretty good. Actually, I got away fine there. The 7 and 18 have pulled a little bit of a gap from the field there. As the field trying to navigate. So I think I heard some contact. Yep, there it is. The 19 is around. And that's going to be controversial. I'm getting sick and tired of these AI causing dumb crashes like this. This is getting ridiculous. As they're going to race it back. Seven car out front. As here they come back to the caution flag. 7 leads them across the line. Alright, and welcome back. I'm sick and tired of these AI wrecking off the pretty much opening laps. So what we're going to do now is there is no more pace laps because it keeps the field really bunched up. So what we're going to do now, and hopefully this fixes it. If not, I'm just going to be a pistol for the rest of this because I'm getting annoyed at the fact that we can make it 2 laps without a caution and then immediately. But we're going to do standstill starts, and it should hopefully separate the field a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button so that way we can see what goes on. And green flag it in the air. Hopefully it sorts itself out. If not, I don't care enough. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of over everything. So far, so good. As you see, the lines are very spread out, and this is what I was wanting, is the field to just kind of slowly but surely make their way around the track. Hopefully no chaotic thing happens right now. Backstretch has been the chaotic part of the track. 7 out front. It's a field very spread out right now. Bottom line is the most together. As it's going to be Jay who leads it across the line for the first time tonight. Side by side for the race lead. as the outside is all kind of evaporating right now. That leaves the 7 without any help. So here comes the bottom line, the front 2 Toyota teammates, Jay and Chris. Whoa, Jay slides up, blocks off the 7. That was an interesting move. But now that's going to open up this bottom line for Chris, who's got the help from Ryan. 4-car train running on the bottom. Jay in the middle. And now Taffi leads the outside line. This is what some of these guys were wanting to see. As the front 4 bottom guys are just kind of hooked up and just kind of rolling right now. They've gotten it sorted out on this bottom line right now. Nobody's really making too crazy of a move right here out of these front 4. As soon as I say that, Chris moves up the track, goes to the middle line. Don't know what his plan was there. That's going to leave Ryan with the availability of the bottom. Going to roll right past him. A lot of cars in this middle line, but I don't think that's really going to help Chris. Whoa! Never mind. There we go. I was going to say, we've been having a really good race so far. Never mind. They all got it straight. We're fine. That was a crazy move out of the 48, but hit the wall, but kept it going. That was a crazy move. Dart from the bottom to the top. We keep it green for now, and I'm saying for now because these guys have been hectic all night long. As now Ryan is in the lead of a few Toyotas that are right behind him and beside him. Toyota's looking strong right now, except for the one that is 4 laps down. The other 3 right here on top of the race leader. Ooh, guys getting antsy there in the middle lane. You saw it. Couple guys back in, sliding around. Ryan barely leads it across the line. 3 wide across the line. Hoping it stays 3 wide and they don't push it anymore. Because we've seen what happens anytime they push it 4 wide. It turns into chaos. As it is a drag race down this back straightaway between the 3 lines of who can get the best pushes and shoves. Right now, it's that middle line, the 18, who is eking out in front of the 88 and the 7. As we're getting some major lag spikes, hopefully that does not affect what these AI are doing. It looks like we're fine for now. Oh, God, please. Can I get just a clean run in, please? Okay, the 18 leads it now. And is clear of the inside and outside line, could move down, not anymore. So we're trying to get to the 18. There we go. Side by side between the bottom 2 lines. The outside line just does not look like it's got the power right now. As Smity jumps up there as soon as I'm saying that, that's going to hurt Chris. Chris does not have immediate help right now, and that's really going to drag this middle lane back. Whoa! Ryan, and that was... Oh, that almost was really bad. I was scared there for Colin. Gets in front of his teammate. He wants to lead this thing. Even though he's actually a couple laps down. I didn't even think about that. The 19 is a couple down. He's trying to race his way back into this fight. Honestly, if I'm the 18, I work with that 19. Got the same badge as you. And in real life, those numbers would be teammates. And he's laps down, but guess not. Chris just wants the lead for himself. 19 goes to the top, as we are getting some major lag spikes. I guess I take this over crashes. At least they're getting laps in for now. Knock on wood. Chris trying to lead them again, back around this time by. It has been a duel since we've dropped the green flag this last time. The 3 wide staying 3 wide. As we can't even see what's going on. There we go. He clears up a little bit. Still side by side between these front 2. The 88 and the 18 still holding it side by side. It is getting crazy. Oh, Chris got pushed up. That's not going to end up good. Oh, please save it, 18. He does. I don't know how he managed to do that, but he does save it. That was sketchy, to say the least. The pushes are getting harder. What did you see there? That's going to put it 4 wide. Ryan, hopefully, is going to sink fast with that move. I don't think he's gonna. I think they're gonna hold this 4 wide, and I'm gonna hope and pray that they keep it clean. I doubt they're gonna. There it is! There we go, there's the crash. And Jay causes another one because why would he not? Oh my god! Colin just saw the stratosphere. As they held it for a good couple laps, as they're going to race it back. I believe it's going to be Chris who leads it across the line. Yep, 7 cars get across the line, no problem. Alright, I do want to watch this one. Despite it also being the 4 wide controversy, as soon as they push it 4 wide, it's immediate. As you see one car already flipping there. Jay emerges very poorly there. Another car around, or sorry, flipping, and Colin just goes airborne there. That was a crazy crash for this number 19. We're going to go back and actually watch it from probably a different POV here. Alright, now here's the onboard from Jay. Colin went so high in the air. Watch it from the chase cam now for Jay. I mean, that is so high in the air. He would have cleared the catch fence and into the water if it would have gone any further. That's crazy. All right, we are back. We're going to do the same style stopped restart because, I mean, that worked out well for a couple laps. Not, obviously, a long run, but longer than the other run, so we're going to try it again. Green flag in the air. Only, I believe, 6 cars on the lead lap. Which is this front 4 and 2 in the back. That's not good. I hope that fixes itself. I don't know why it did that. It'll hopefully figure itself out. Hoping. And so far, so good. Let me actually check. Yeah, it's putting them on 28. Weird. I don't know. Let's see how it forms out here. If it says they're on the lead lap, I'm about to move them back a lap. It is saying they're on the lead lap, and they were both involved. So let me fix that real quick. Alright, that has been fixed, as now Chris loses the race lead. As we're coming around the 10 laps to go. This thing is finally starting to settle down for the end of it. Hopefully it stays that way, I'm hoping. There's a big train on the side of this bottom line. This is going to be crazy. Oh, Colin moves up. That's going to separate this line a little bit. I wish we could see what's going on. There we go. Crimson is your race leader because Juan is a car racing, trying to get back around. So where is that? That is the 08 on this outside line. If I can get to it. There we go. This is your race leader effectively. Everybody else trying to race their way back on the lead lap. It is the 08, the 41, the 18, the 17, the 33, and the 48. Those are your lead lap cars. I believe now it goes to the 41 this time by, but it doesn't really matter right now. Ryan, a lot of these guys that are a lap down racing their way back up front. Uh-oh. Here we go. This is about to get controversial. Never mind. They sort it out. They push it back down to 3 wide. That almost would have gotten pretty scary off of the exit, and that would have been your leaders involved in that one. Flying down the backstretch. Colin leads the field, but he is laps down, so not what he wants. He wants to see a caution happen behind him where he's able to get these laps back. Whoa, big wiggle out of the 24 in the back. They are really racing hard. Back and forth between the lines. Right now it looks like the outside line has the advantage. Maybe not anymore. Colin trying to control this thing. As a lap car, all three of your lines are led by a lap car. That is the crazy part about this. The lap cars have organized themselves and placed themselves strategically to block off the race leaders. Smart call from all of those guys to block off these lines. Whoa! Thought we would have gotten a caution there, but it's going to go 4 wide. That's going to put the 17 in the lead. Maybe not for long. Those middle lines, especially if it sorts itself out, will not have any help. Well, this is got to get a bit scary off of exit. Ricky crowding that 25. They were able to keep it. Field trying to figure the way around this situation, as the outside line is just clear of anybody up here. As the middle is fading, and the bottom is trying to figure its way around as well. Colin still the car up front. As the field has finally sorted itself back out to 3 wide. Middle line has no cars pretty much in it. This has allowed the 08 to kind of just have the lead right now. Because this outside line looks really good as Colin moves to the middle. Maybe he's done of leading. He wants to get back down the order a little bit. Hand the lead of the outside to the 25 of Juan. There's a bunch of cars now moving to the middle line. Maybe this was a strategic call from the 19. He sees the line that's forming up behind him. Now it's the bottom with a very low number count. I actually do not know what lap we're supposed to be on. I have not been keeping track, which is my fault. I do not know who crossed the line last, so I cannot tell you. I mean, in theory, I could have just did this move. Who's on the lead lap? We are on lap 36, so 5 to go. And it's the 08 out front. The only challenger to that 08 right now is the 41. And potentially the 33, if the 33 can get another car out of its way in this middle line. It has definitely become a lap car race up here with 4 laps to go. Oh, we got a crash! And that's a big one. That's going to take out a couple competitors. There's a big chunk of the field. It's going to make it back around. So, last second caution is going to shake up the order as Ricky's going backwards. Uh-oh. I'm going to hope he crashes. If not, it's going to be another freeze frame of who finished where. Nope, and he just absolutely obliterated the field. Alright, we are back. Hopefully I got everything sorted out properly. That one was a bit confusing because there was a lot of cars that I had to manipulate laps. Hopefully I got them right. I think there's only one car that I'm questioning if I got it right or wrong. I'm pretty sure I got it right. But doesn't matter. That car is a lap down, so they're not going to win unless we get another caution. And they are all the way in the back. But that one was very interesting. Now Ricky will be in last place due to causing that crash. We will stick to that rule. If a car goes backwards on track and causes a pileup when they're racing it back to the line, they will automatically get put laps down. But besides that, we're about to head into a 2-lap dash at the finish. If they can make it around one more time, it'll be an official race, and whatever happens on the white flag happens. As we get a little bit of a lag spike there. Green flag in the air. It'll be the 41 who leads him to green. I know that was 37 there, but it was because the last cars are a couple laps down. If you are those cars that are a couple laps down, you are hoping for another caution to put yourself back into this fight, because this one can get very interesting very fast. I think they're going to make it around to the white. I'm hoping. I don't think we're going to get in too crazy of moves from this field now. That could still happen. Crazy things can still happen. As the 41 who had the pole for the race is going to lead him to the white flag. Will Julia win from pole here at Daytona? Big push is coming from the 48. Whoa! Julia moves to the top. That's not going to be good for her. Not unless a lot of people start moving up there fast. 3 wide for the race lead. But the bottom line, that is a lap car pushing for the lead. Now the 48 has no help. The 41's got to hope that now this outside line starts forming up. Doesn't look like it's really going to matter. Julia got a huge run there. It's just got to hope that gets enough run here. Coming back to the line. It's going to be a big battle here. The 33 is not involved in this. That is a lap car racing its way back. It looks like Julia might be able to win this thing. And she does. Julia goes 2 for 2. That is going to be a crazy one, as we're going to let the 33 finish his lap. So once again, a non-lead lap car finishes ahead of the field with some very good pushes and shoves there to the 33. The 33 will be your last lead lap finisher. Congratulations to the 41 back in victory lane already. While we've got you guys already here, let's see who gets the extra bonus point. It'll go to Casey with the fastest lap. So another person scores the fastest lap. That's going to be an extra point to her total. Jay with the slowest. All right, well, we'll get that sorted out, and we'll show you guys the point situation as well. We're also going to look back at this finish. Replay mode here. Let's get it here to the end. So here we go. Final lap from the blimp cam, so you guys see the entire action across the track. This bottom line was all stacked up coming back to the white flag. Front two battling for the win. Julia moves up the track, so does Smity. Smity was hoping that this middle line would start piling up, but Crimson ends up forcing that line not to work. And there's no help coming from pretty much any lines except for this bottom line. That is where the entire pushing and shoving on this backstretch comes from. And this lead group right here, this front 6. And now they start forming up, but it's just a little too late for anybody to make any sort of crazy move at this point. Nobody could go anywhere. It was really, nobody had any run. So coming back to the line, just no contest to that 41. And once again, she goes back to victory lane 1-1 and goes on and wins here at Daytona. A good weekend for the 41. Going into Atlanta next up. But that's going to be it from us. Make sure to go watch Atlanta and the rest of these that are going to get done. Go watch the duels if you didn't watch those. If you didn't, I don't know why you're here watching this one. Go watch those. Go check out the actual main Saxy Racing Network. That has a bunch more content on it. A bunch of races with my friends in it that isn't just their names plastered on an AI car. So go enjoy those. Go enjoy the Twitch when I do stream them live. And also go check out the Discord. Come race with us when we allow you guys to come back in. So be Saxy, signing out. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Stay crossing off my list. Got my money in my bitch. That's a check. Call my mama at the crib. Could retire off of this wrist. That's